everyone, it's me, Mr. J.
And I'm Tricky Rick.
Welcome to the Dual Desires podcast, where we explore the ups and downs, ins and outs, and all the wild journeys throughout the bisexual swinger lifestyle.
Absolutely.
We are here today recording from Hedonism II
Jamaica.
Yeah,
Hedonism II.
And we are so excited because it is spring bi week, and the energy is off the hook.
Yes.
It is going to be an amazing
Full
time.
takeover.
Absolutely. Yep. And so this next series of videos you're about to see and we're about to release will all be shot here at Hedonism with guests that have been coming to Bi Week.
Yep.
So today we're going to talk about some amazing guests and their journeys throughout the lifestyle, how they form their relationships and how it's reinforced and bettered their life. Mm-hmm. But before we get started, I got 3 favors to ask you. First, if you can like this video. Second, share this video with at least one friend today. And if you would please subscribe so that way we can keep this growing. We want to grow this community. We want to grow this podcast.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big deal. And if you
changing people's lives.
Absolutely.
A lot of people have been expected by it.
Absolutely. And if you want to share your story, send Ricky an email at ricky@dualdesires.com. That's ricky@dualdesires.com. Link in below this video. And send them a comment, and we'll hook you up. And next time you come around, maybe Hedo or a mansion party or whatever.
We can do online too if you're somewhere remotely off the country or whatever.
Absolutely,
we can do something like that
absolutely.
Too. We can figure that out.
We have ways of working it out.
Technology is amazing, you know.
And if you're looking to connect and explore with other individuals in the bisexual swinger lifestyle, head over to dualdesires.com. Create a profile. And join the growing community.
It's been getting big.
It's wonderful. And I just want to take a moment here to thank Ricky for providing me and our guests an amazing place to play and explore.
It's been an amazing journey, I tell you what. I
Absolutely.
walk around and it just humbles me to death that we've come this far and how it's been changing.
It's amazing. So with all that being said, let's get into it.
Woohoo!
I'm Champagne, I'm a bottom, fuck my ass.
For us, we're probably more your typical swinger couple.
We didn't even understand what the heck we were doing.
It can be challenging because a lot of people in the bi environment, they want it to be a bi swap. But at the end of the day, I love cock.
My journey has been much different. I play with girls. It felt normal. You know, this whole time it has been not normal.
I decided that when she left, I was going to make a life for myself. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try everything with everybody.
I think that's more about what this is than just having a party and throwing a swing up and letting people, have fun. It's more about actually interacting with people on more of an emotional and spiritual level.
All right, and today's guests, we have John and Colleen. Welcome, John and Colleen, to the show.
Actually, these guys are great because they're going to be doing a seminar. They're going to workshop for us.
Yes.
We're excited about that you coming down to do some workshops.
Yeah, you guys are mentors, if you will.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. Influencers like we are here.
Right. And the thing about the lifestyle is you really need to, it's a world about uplifting each other and helping each other out, like what Ricky and his events and what you guys do in the classroom, if you will, So we're really excited to hear your story, and so let's get into it. So let's start out with how did you meet, and how long have you been together?
Yeah, that's a great way to start. I love it.
It's an awesome. So we met about 6 years ago.
During COVID.
And my second wife was on OnlyFans, and she had a bunch of friends that were also into seeking arrangements, and she was going out on sugar daddy dates. And she said, hey, Daddy, wouldn't it be really cool if I went out and did this and came home and told you about it? But we got this awesome dungeon downstairs. You should throw something up on FetLife and see what you get. And so I cast a little phishing email out there, and every submissive female within 3 counties of me, and snared about 9 girls that wanted to come for DS sessions. Okay. And my beautiful Colleen was my #1 sub.
Nice.
And she came for bi-weekly sessions, and that's kind of how we started in that realm. And then
I was the first fishy that got caught in the net.
She was. But she moved on with one of her sugar daddies, and then Colleen was my rock, and here we are. But at that time in the lifestyle, I thought it was so cool because I was a vanilla swinger.
Right.
Sure.
And I had 3 moves, which were missionary, doggy, and then when things got really wild and exciting, there was a reverse cowgirl.
Yeah.
Right. And
Mix it up, make it spicy.
Right. You know, and then she came along and
I ruined you.
she ruined me.
So where do you live anyway?
Yeah,
Where do you live? What part of the country?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we live in the Adirondack Mountains of New York by Lake George.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay, gorgeous.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a beautiful
Yeah.
area. We're about 2.5 hours south of Montreal.
So that whole area up there is where you really primarily go and you sort of hang out and you do a lot of your events. Okay, great.
Yeah. And we get down Virginia, DC area,
Gotcha.
all the way up to Montreal.
Gotcha. Okay.
We hit all the major
That
kink
makes
events
sense.
and things in that area.
Okay.
In the
Awesome.
Northeast,
Great.
yep.
Very cool. So, how did you find the lifestyle? I guess is probably a good way.
So my personal journeys with
Different
that is a
than
little
mine.
different than hers. My parents were lifestyle swingers when I was a kid. They
Okay.
were 60s hippies,
Free love and all that
all
stuff.
of that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
one of my earliest, so my family vacations were at Playboy resorts. So mom would
Really?
take me to the lobby every morning and turn me over to my bunny nannies.
He's
that
got
were in a
pictures to
full
prove
bunny
it.
costume.
Really?
And they would take me horseback riding and swimming and arcade games and all the fun things the kid wanted to do. And I was all of about 7 years old.
Yeah.
So to me, they were just pretty girls, and I didn't think anything of it other than, okay, this is cool. My parents were very sex positive, but never in my face with it.
Of course.
And then my first marriage was completely vanilla. We had sex once a week under the covers in the dark. And my second marriage, we were both lifestyle swingers. And in my third marriage, she just blew me up
There you
into
go, yeah.
this whole wonderful world that we're living in now.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a
That's
journey.
awesome.
a
What about
journey.
you, Colleen? What's your story?
So my story begins with I lost my virginity at 16 to one guy. We planned to get married at a very young age. And at 18 years old, he goes, you know what, if we plan to get married, you can't go your whole life with just one cock. And I was like, fuck,
Really?
you're right. I can't go my whole life with just one cock. So it started there, and that was in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Online still really wasn't a thing. It was very taboo. We left it, in the dark. We didn't tell anybody. It was our little secret. The guys that I was playing with at the time were like his best friends that he went to high school with, that he went to college with, I had one guy that was coming over to our house every weekend, sleeping in the same bed as us,
Wow.
and I was the monkey in the middle.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Every weekend, I wasn't able to tell anybody about this, but I was able to experience this. And I'm like, what is this? I didn't know what polyamory was back then.
Right.
So then, as we got married, had the kids, kind of went vanilla for a while, and I was home getting my master's degree in education, and I was like bored. I was like, oh man, there's got to be better research out there, right? So I discovered a show on HBO called Polyamory. And then I was like, oh, this is how I identify. I'm not a swinger. Swinger is a
Right.
dirty word. Like, I'm ew. Like, I was so judgmental, right?
Yeah.
So I ended up figuring out about that, and then OkCupid, and then I met a couple that was into the kink lifestyle. They're like, I've got a dungeon in the basement. I'm like, wait a minute, I read 50 Shades of Grey. Like, is this anything to do with that,
Right,
you know?
right.
I was kind of lost, so I'm like, fuck, I'm an open book. Like, let's just go head over the water, you know? So I dove right in deep with it. I became an admin of a local kink group, got really
Nice.
involved. And then we actually had a poly girlfriend, and she moved in with us. And then I got really jealous. I was the jealous one.
Oh, wow.
It was okay for me to go out and have 2 boyfriends.
Yeah.
But when my husband started doing it, I was like, I don't like how this feels. You know, I'm like, let's just end all this. Let's work on us. And he's like, I'm like, so it's either me or her. And he's like, well, I'm choosing her. I'm like, okay, I'm out. So
Oh, wow.
I ended up divorcing. We were together 17 years before all that happened. We had a kid together. And then I actually went and moved in with another couple right afterward.
Yeah.
And that lasted about 8 months. And then I became single. I actually had a dom at the time. My dom was like, Colleen, you are to slut it up for 6 months straight. All right? And then don't get in any serious relationships for at least 6 months. I'm like, okay, I got this. So I did just that for 6 months.
Nice.
Then
It makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably all in your emotions, and that during that time you really you healed and really got to experience some things you may have not have if you had been in a relationship.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yeah. So the 6 months went by, and I'm like, okay, it's time to put myself out there again on Plenty of Fish and all the dating apps. I was dating like 5 guys at the same time, kind of interviewing them, asking them all the questions, seeing who fit the profile, right? So I met this more beta guy, and I was dating him for about 4 years. We bought a house together, and COVID hit, and he got locked into his Oculus. Like he was a big nerd and just loved the game.
You went off to do your own thing.
And I was like on the phone and FetLife. I'm like, I hadn't logged into FetLife in like 2 years at this point. Him and I were actually sort of lifestyle together. I got him into the swinging community, a little bit into kink, but he was more on the beta side.
Yeah, introverted and quiet.
And I needed that masculine, like dominant man in my life. And like I told him when he emailed me all about it, it was totally ethical.
It was very transparent. When I invited her and him over because I wanted him as her partner at the time,
of course,
to meet me face to face, and I wanted him to understand that her and I were going to engage in a DS experiences every couple weeks, and she might go home with marks and bruises and things like that. And I didn't want him, to be in the shadows and
showing up at
maybe
your house,
pissed off or whatnot. I wanted it to be very transparent. So my wife was present, he was present. All 4 of us met, and all 4 of us became friends for a good 6 months.
Yeah.
Before, things imploded and we came together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you want to walk through that, how that happened, or is that something you don't want to really talk about?
I can, on my end of it. So my wife's sugar daddy ended up putting her on the payroll for $1,000 a week, which was a short leash.
She didn't need the money.
She didn't need the money, but it was a thrill for her. But it was, he wanted from her, like, you're going to answer every text, even if it's 2 a.m.
Oh, wow.
I call on the phone. It could be a 2-hour conversation. Her and I didn't even talk on the phone. Like, we texted if I was on business trips.
Yeah.
But he would want to talk for like 2 hours. And then, when they had play dates, they had like 12-hour play dates. And we had like 4-hour play dates.
Right.
And I felt things just drifting apart.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, we need to recenter and refocus and come together. And the next day she dropped the divorce bomb on me. So, and then he put her up in an apartment, bought her a new Lexus, paid for her legal fees, all the whole things.
Yeah.
While he was cheating on his wife. And then.
Oh my goodness.
So she was my rock, but everything happens for a purpose and a reason, and I wouldn't have had that level of growth and development if it hadn't been for those experiences. So we don't grow through comfort, we grow through experience. And we grow through hardship.
Absolutely, 100%. So
so
that brings me well, go ahead.
So on that purpose and a reason thing with my boyfriend at the time, I did break his heart. I felt there was guilt in there for sure. However, like now, so he really wanted to have a baby, and I couldn't give him that, right? So I actually had a miscarriage with him. And and this was when he was offered a huge promotion, and I was like, well, I'm never going to see you again because you're going to be traveling, and now I'm pregnant, so this isn't going to work.
Right.
Well, I had the miscarriage, and like literally a week later, his wife threw the D-bomb, and it was like every thing just aligned in orbit, right? We were not trying for this at all. That's what made it so perfect for us.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I
Yeah.
say the most organic things that happen organically usually the best.
Right.
So,
yeah.
not
And
forced,
so now.
Not forced.
And so now my boyfriend has a wonderful girlfriend and a baby. So I'm very happy for him.
Everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So let's talk about struggles and internal struggles and figuring out things. So John, when did you realize that you were bisexual?
First, I would say that it's interesting. Last night in the Kama Sutra playroom there, I had a guy come up to me and ask me, "Are you bi?" And I said, "No, I'm not. I'm pansexual."
Okay, yes.
Because I have come to enjoy every gender and every orientation that there is. Now, I grew up, basically grew up in the 70s and the 80s. Male-male contact was very
taboo, hush-hush,
yes,
frowned upon.
Right, not something. I went to an all-boys school, so even at an all-boys school, that was something that other kids, put on us that, you must be a fag because you go to an all-boys school. And so,
right,
you got, like you had to stand. So homophobia was a very real thing going to an all-boys school that, no, we're not, you gotta fight back. And so there was a lot of machismo about that. And then when we came together, the beauty of how we came together was that in every other relationship, when you're dating someone or you're aspiring to date someone, you're trying to impress them on some level, whether you realize it or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
And with her and I, both of us were at a place where we were not. We were not looking for a relationship. We were raw, pure, 100% honest with each other because we weren't looking for
trying to impress
any
them.
result.
Yeah.
Right.
So we, I had opened up to her about how I had enjoyed trans porn. Now let me back up a step. She had told me about how she had had an experience with 3 bi males at one of her swinger parties. And my response to her was,
Not no, but hell no, baby girl. I'm not doing that.
Really?
And I also told her, I said, I'm glad you got that out of your system because that's never happening with me. And then, so, but I had enjoyed the view of a very feminine body with a cock.
Yes.
And I told her about that, and she was very open to it and turned on by that, the fact that I liked that. And so fast forward, maybe a year or so, and we're at a kink event, Dark Odyssey, in Maryland, and we had connected with a male to female trans couple that identified as being lesbians. And we'd done a kink scene together. We all 4 of us vibed. We had a great interaction and experience. And one of them were like, "Hey, let's go to the sex time." And it was like, "Okay, we're going to do this." And I remember there I was kind of under the pile with, there's 3 cocks and 6 tits. So the riddle that I give people is, all right, so my first experience, there were 3 cocks and 6 tits. Who was involved?
It's like a riddle.
Yeah, so we sucked the cock together, and it was very erotic and very sensual, and I had just a magnificent experience with that. And I wouldn't say I was conflicted, but I had to kind of redefine my outlook on life. And one of my mentors in that community is a fellow by the name of Mr. O, who lives in Canada, and he's a kink presenter and pansexual. And so I went to him and was like, "Hey," and we had a conversation. And one of the things that resonated with me is he said, "Well, if they had bottom surgery, would you still be interested?" And I was like, "Not really."
What surgery?
Bottom surgery.
Bottom surgery.
Oh, gotcha.
Right, that they had their penis removed and
Gotcha.
right.
Okay.
So I was like, "Not really." I mean, that kind of takes away from that kind of experience. And he said, "So it's all about the cock then, isn't it?" And I was like, "All right, yeah, it is." And he said, "Well, does it really matter whether that cock is on a male presenting body or a female presenting body?" And that really kind of got my gears turning and had me questioning, from the core and the raw of, all right, what are my values and how do I feel and how do I look at this? And so that opened my aperture. But like all things, I go deep fast. And so that was the springboard. And then within a couple of months, we were hosting gay orgies.
Wow.
Wow. There you go. Yep. Go from one extreme to another.
Hell
right?
yeah, that's on. Go right in.
We're gonna do this thing. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So during that time and that figuring it out, did you have any struggles with accepting it, or were you just, you know what, this is what I like, and there's no shame?
It's exactly how I was.
Really?
I was fortunate that I was retired from both of my careers, and I now live in kind of a bubble of.
So it didn't really matter what anybody else thought or found out or anything else like that. You just lived your life. That's cool.
Exactly. So it's given me that freedom and also the love and the respect that she has, and also like she really enjoyed watching gay porn, and she enjoyed seeing two men together. So that was added to the thrill and the turn on for me.
Right.
Because I always enjoyed seeing her and other partners that were female enjoy girl sex together. And so I can relate to that from their perspective to see male sex.
Yeah, so that actually brings me to like my next question. So as far as like your communication as a couple, and you're both bi, you're bi, correct?
Yes,
okay,
correct.
I don't think I clarified that.
Sorry.
So on the communication level and the intimacy with your relationship, how does being honest and transparent and true about who you are with your partner, how has that affected your communication?
Well, I think from past experiences, we have learned valuable lessons through that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So our motto is play together, stay together, play apart, drift apart.
Oh, really?
Yes, correct. We don't identify as polyamorous. We identify as ethically non-monogamous.
Okay.
So we are romantically monogamous with each other, but we'll play with others.
Yes.
At a place like this at Hedonism, it's okay for him to play separately from me,
Of course.
because we're both in the same environment. But if he were to go out on a separate date, or if I were to go out on a separate date, that's a boundary. We don't go there.
Gotcha.
Like he would not come with somebody else here while you're at home type of
Correct.
thing. Or, you know, like at a
Correct.
regular party, go to a different party. But if you're at the actual party, you could be in one room and they could be in the other room. They don't need to be right next to you at arm's length. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting dynamics.
Yeah, definitely, because a lot of the folks that that are in our
Some
inner
are
circle
different,
are, everybody has their own thing, but a lot of them I've noticed still, I mean, with me personally, I got my girlfriend, and I got my wife, and then I have a third person, you know, so like I get a little harem going on.
But they're all sort of separate doing their own things across the country or wherever
Correct.
it might be.
Correct.
Their dynamics, which is interesting, is that, they come to the party and they're at the party knowing this.
Yeah,
And I've done that, have partners, and as long as I know they're okay and they're in that room, or, hey, honey, I'm going to this room, I'll be in here, so I sort of ID and I know that they're there. And I go and sneak in and I look, oh, yeah, she's in the bottom of the pile. Yep, okay, go. Have fun, baby. I'll see you later. So type of thing. So that's cool.
So it's funny, we just did that. We're at an event, Naughty Gras in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and I was getting ready for some classes. She was playing, and we always negotiate with whomever we're going to play with that, hey, my partner may come in.
Mm-hmm, sure.
And if they do, they're accepted. Don't get alarmed or anything. So she was in the sex room at the orgy room at the party, and I just got done setting some things up, and they had finished their scene, and they were now having sex. And I came in, and I just sat and watched because she's my favorite porn star. I love to watch her,
Right.
whether she's with a man or a woman or a gangbang or whatever.
Yeah.
And so the guy rolls over. He had no idea that I was there. I was like, dude, you're fucking my wife. And he immediately
Like, Daddy.
So I was going to ask you, so like in your play dynamic and when you're in the place and you're doing your thing, you guys more of just go with the flow, have a good time, laugh and joke and, make it, not take it too seriously type of people.
Yes. I would say that we do like connection with others.
Who doesn't? I mean...
Well, they're also sport fuckers.
True.
So Hedo, for what it is, we love Hedo. When we come to Hedo, you're on a 7-day time frame with people from all over the world. Some cases, I mean, we've met people from Germany and Sweden here. That you don't really have a lot of time to make a deep connection. So it's a little bit of sport fucking.
And you probably won't see them again next weekend type of thing. Yeah.
But nonetheless, I mean, people that we met the very first time that we came here, we're still in communication with, and we like making connection with people. Outside people looking in sometimes confuse us and will identify us as being poly. When in fact, like Colleen said, we're romantically monogamous, ethically non-monogamous.
Absolutely. So as far as we are at Bi Week, And is this your second, third, fourth? How many?
Second.
This is your second bi-week.
Yeah.
Okay.
First one was in October.
Yeah.
Of this most recent October.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
very cool.
25.
Very
And
good.
I think the last day we signed up to buy
Come back.
tickets to come back in October.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny because in October, when we met people, one of the things we would offer them to build a connection to get to more erotic play was a 5 elements massage. And
Which is actually today about 1 o'clock.
Okay.
That's the class that
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah.
And so the word spread, and then we would get ambushed around Hedo with, hey, are you guys the massage couple? We'd really like to experience that. And it was awesome. So we went to Tom and Bunny and we're like, hey, we would love to be able to present this if there's an opportunity. And so we got the ball rolling, and through Ricky here we
It
are.
was funny because, and we'll get to this in a minute, Michelle calls me, she said, I got this couple that want to have like food exchange, massage, like with food, and I'm like, what the fuck, what are you talking about? I don't understand, what do you mean food? I don't understand what that means. They got dildos, or they got cucumbers, what are they doing? I don't understand what the deal is. And then they started explaining to us, like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. And I know that for us, and we were looking at some different options and different things, and I know that we did lean a little bit more to the BDSM on the other, which was not really our niche, but it is a niche within our niche.
Right,
but it's
right,
like, you know, when they started bringing up with the massage and things like that, because we were getting a lot of requests for bringing some other things in there, and the Jack and Jill is one that they're actually doing, which I'm really excited about hearing about. And so I think a lot of people are really going to be excited about this.
Absolutely.
So to tag on to that, Ricky, one of the things I think that's kind of important for this is that we swim in 5 different lifestyle streams.
Wow.
So we don't root ourselves in any one lifestyle stream, and we intentionally hop between lifestyle streams, and we don't root ourselves in any one group.
It keeps it fresh, right?
Right. So we love nudism, and we love going to nudist resorts, which can be very vanilla, just enjoying the sun. We love the swinger vibe and swinger experience, but we often find, especially like in the vanilla swinger world, which I just heard that term yesterday.
Yeah.
On,
I call
on
it
the Telegram.
the straight world.
Right, but it was on the Telegram channel that we're on there, and I just cracked up with that. I thought it was awesome. But in that world, especially the straight swinger world, everything becomes a spring break vibe. Everybody wants to party and drink,
right?
And then they got to wait till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then
have
sloppy fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
So with us,
and they can't give consent, which that's a big thing that we have a problem with.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then so we also love the kink BDSM, and we teach 5 different classes on that. And then this pansexual bi world, and we host gay orgies once a month. So I mean, we hop between like 5 different lifestyle streams and
awesome.
enjoy every one of
They
them.
get around.
Oh, and
is what
tantra.
they say. They get around.
I forgot. Yes, Colleen remembered tantra. So we got into tantra thinking that tantra was going to be this kind of woo couples hippie kind of thing, and it really turned out to be that it's embracing of nudism, ethical non-monogamy, and kink, which surprised the hell out of us.
Wow,
it's like the trifecta.
Adds in a sacred sexuality, spirituality component, along with energetic energy play and moving energy. So with that, I have been able to now experience 6, 7 different types of orgasms, which is just amazing. So I just want to spread that love to everyone.
Talk about that real quick. So I know we had talked about it a little bit earlier, but tell us a little more. You said 5 or 6 different types of orgasms as a man.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go into it.
All right. So I was a 9/11 first responder.
Oh wow.
Really? Wow.
Over the rubble, under the rubble, through the rubble for the first 2 weeks. Got a heavy dose of the crud from all the contaminants that were in the air. And it was just like it rained powdered sugar.
Oh yeah.
And then I got deployed in the military like 7 times after 9/11. So I got all the crud from being deployed as well.
Sure.
So my lungs were shot, and I've got fibromyalgia. I got a whole host of health issues and a lot of medications. And so I only ejaculate once every week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. When we got into tantra, and this is something that took a 3-year journey, and it's like yoga. When you practice yoga, they call it yoga practice because you literally have to practice it to achieve a result. You're not going to get it from one class or one session.
Absolutely.
So my journey was 3 years, and then it's like the light bulb went off. So now I have my first mental orgasm, I remember, was during an orgasmic eating class, which we're teaching here. And in orgasmic eating, I had her and 2 French Canadian
That's
girls.
with the food. You're sort of doing the food thing.
Yeah. So it's amazing. The receiver gets blindfolded. Then the 3 givers are taking an item of food that the person picks out and kind of tantalizing and teasing them, letting them smell the food, nibbling at them, feeding them slowly.
Smell it.
Is that where the whole stereotypical feeding grapes thing comes from?
Yeah. And so it's very erotic and very sensual, but having these 2 French Canadian girls, and I remember telling them in advance, I was like, girls, you can read, in the encyclopedia to me. I don't care. Just say it in French.
Right.
Call me a dirty, rotten, filthy pig dog. It's fine. It sounds cool. So I had those 2 nibbling and whispering in my ears, and 3 of them with the food. It was amazing. So mental orgasm there. I have vibrational orgasms, which my body will remain still, but inside, it's doing this number.
Yeah.
I'm literally, my whole body is quivering and shaking from the inside. Anal orgasms, prostate orgasms. I've even had gratitude gasms, where I really think, especially with energy, when you are grateful for the things that you have and you recognize that, I've actually had orgasms from putting that gratitude first, and that's just been an amazing form of an orgasm, different from anything that I can explain. And then the creme de la creme of them all is I have squirting orgasms.
Those are the creme de la creme, I'll tell you what.
Without touching, you said.
Yeah, hands-free.
I can do a hands-free, energetic,
Look, Mom, no hands.
squirting orgasm, where I can orgasm and continuously squirt. Well, about every 2 minutes. About every 2 minutes, I can squirt, but that will go on for, the longest we've done is 7 hours, and then she's like,
7 hours?
She's like, Daddy, I need to go to sleep. I'm tired. So
because he's pretty loud. He's pretty loud. It's pretty loud.
And are you a verse or top, or well, not top?
I'm verse. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that's kind of that's a little bit of an interesting story there, and that we host gay orgies.
Right.
And some of our gay friends have I'm proudly say that they've told me that I'm more gay than some of the gay men that they know.
You did tell me that. I remember now. You did say that.
Because what was amazing to me, I had no idea. I had no interaction with gay culture. I knew nothing about it, and I was shocked that some guys will only bottom, other guys will only top.
Right.
And I was like, you're missing 50% of the equation. And when I first started down this journey, I was oral because I hadn't opened my hole, but I saw all these amazing orgasms that these men were having. I was like, I got to try this. I got to figure this out.
Yeah.
So that's another one of the workshops that we're doing this week.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
actually, so speaking of figuring that out, we went to a prostate workshop on a bliss cruise once, and that's where we kind of started, because I couldn't figure out where his prostate was. It was very challenging. So I'm reaching in there.
It's
Do
like
you
us
feel
guys
it?
figuring out
Do
where
you
a
feel
woman's
it?
G-spot is.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm like, what's going on here, right? And then her name was Dr. Val, and I remember, and she's going around, she's gloving up, she's sticking fingers in butts and finding guys' prostates and helping their partners out. And I'm like, all right, I need her. Please come over here. I need you. She's like, I'm going to get to you. Don't worry. I'm like, okay. So she comes over, she gloves up, sticks it in his butt. And she's like, oh, wow. Okay. Well, instead of it being 2 inches in the center, it was actually 3 inches into the left of his body.
Oh, wow.
So we discovered
now
it.
Know.
And now I know, and then...
And now you know.
Subscribe, like below.
Yes. So a couple more questions, and we're going to wrap it up. So what made you guys want to do classes and seminars? Because you guys are obviously very friendly and you're very much into this lifestyle, and you probably wanted to pass that knowledge on. But how did that all come out?
Wow. So.
Can I start with that?
Yeah, go ahead, baby girl.
All right. So I was in kink first. So when I met him, he was like, I'm a baby dom. I can't figure this stuff out, right? And I'm like, it's okay, we'll take classes, we'll go and do that stuff. And he's like, there's YouTube videos out there on this stuff, we're good. I'm like, no, but seriously, let's try it. So we went to Dark Odyssey, a huge kink event in the Northeast, over 1,000 people. It was the first kink event right out of COVID. Everybody was hyped up, ready to go. And we started taking classes, and he's like, oh my gosh, he's like, there's just so much to learn. He's like the kid in the front row because he was...
I was alphabetically discriminated my whole life. My last name begins with a Z. I sat in the back of the class. The entire time in the Army, I was the last guy in line.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
So he was that kid with his notebook, you know, and now he's got 3 notebooks full of 100 pages. 5 notebooks. Holy cow.
Yep.
So we've been to over 100 classes in the kink community, and then we were like, fuck, I think we're able to do this now.
and so part of our journey was that she loves the feeling of bondage, and I've failed every rope class I've ever taken, and I've given it a good effort, and it's just not something I can master. Now, the irony of that is I used to teach soldiers in the Army to rappel from helicopters, right? I know knots, but I can't make it look pretty.
Right.
But she really enjoys that feeling of being confined. So we went down the road of doing extreme bondage with fiberglass casting, which nobody else was doing in the kink world. And what we learned about it is that it's the most extreme form of bondage we believe that there is. At the same time, one of the safest, because you really don't have to worry about nerve damage, circulation.
Is that where the vacuum pack, is that different?
No, that's different.
Gotcha.
So
this is if you break a bone.
like if you broke a bone and you had a cast put on your arm, right? We use that as a bondage material.
So it's like a permanent, harder type of a gotcha.
Right, but it's so comfortable. And so I had learned that technique on my own. We actually, on the same Bliss cruise, we met an orthopedic surgeon, so I kind of floated my proposed class outline to him for a validation. He gave me the blessing and the validation, said, yeah, you're technically accurate, everything's good. So we started teaching that class, and it was such a hit that then it was like, oh, all right. So another form of bondage we got into was latex bondage. So vacuum devices. So that's another thing that we host, is we call a latex lounge. We put up 5 different latex vacuum bondage devices. And then we got into iron pipe bondage.
Have you ever seen that before?
I've seen like a couple videos of it.
Yeah.
Something I probably wouldn't want to do because I'm a little on the claustrophobic side, being a big man, of course. But no, I think that's very interesting.
I went to gay days one time. It was years and years ago. This is before I was in. I was just doing my thing, and we were actually doing entertainment. And it was a gay days in Orlando, and I was invited to the room because my friend had to go in and change or whatever. And I come in the room, and laying on the floor in the middle of this floor is a body. And he's in a body bag. I mean, literally, you just see the shape of this black bag and a tube sticking out like this, basically like this, and it had little things on the eyes and the form around them, and everybody's talking and socializing, and this person is just late. That's basically
sealed up in a vacuum seal.
Okay, this is interesting, you know. And I'm like, I guess it's a thing. It's a thing for everybody. So I definitely
to each their own, right?
Yeah, to each their own. I was like, that was the first time I experienced that. That was interesting.
Oh, that's awesome.
We also teach iron pipe bondage.
Yeah, I'm wearing the shirt. I'm an Iron Bunny.
I say Iron Bunny and Dom Von Go.
Dom Von
Go. The plumber
and Kelly Girl.
And Kelly Girl.
That is our FetLife handles.
That is really cool.
Yep.
Absolutely cool. I love the logo.
That's really cool. So actually, that brings me to our next question. So, so you can tell everybody that's watching, tell them about where they can find your classes. If you do like them online, or if you have a Patreon, or however you do it, your FetLife, you know, where can people reach you and find your knowledge?
Yeah, so we do all of this for free. We do not, I never want to mix pleasure and sex with money.
Of course.
I kind of one of my spiritual beliefs and energetic beliefs is I want to keep the two separate.
Absolutely.
So we do this really out of love. And so we don't, the best that we get is we get comped to go to an event. We'll go to we're teaching, what's the next event we're going to, baby? We just taught at a dungeon in Philadelphia called Mask. The next one we're going to Frolicon, but only as participants. But so we'll be Dark Odyssey.
Fusion.
Fusion in June, where we're going to teach 4 classes. They haven't told us which 4 yet. And then we're going to Test Fest in New Jersey in July, and I think we're teaching 3 classes there. But everything's on FetLife, and I usually keep my profile page up to date with where we have presented and what's coming up that we're going to present at.
What's your FetLife?
My FetLife is Dom Von Gogh, and hers is Kelly Girl 2.0.
Kelly Girl 2.0. Is it Kelly
underscore girl? Yep.
Kelly underscore girl 2.0.
You got it.
Okay, and then just Dom Von Gogh.
Dom Von Gogh.
Very cool.
Yep.
Which I had a sub give me that name. It said that I was an artist of pain and pleasure.
Oh, wow.
And I was like,
that was nice.
that is the coolest FetLife name ever.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Is that the same one? Is that on your Facebook page too?
No, I don't really do. I don't do Facebook.
Okay, so are there other social media places that you do anything?
Instagram a little bit.
Instagram a little bit, but pretty much that's it. FetLife
More
is
of
the best.
FetLife is, yeah. We do have an SLS profile, an SDC profile, but
not that big.
They're more for our personal.
I get you. Yeah. Okay.
Very cool. So anybody you want to shout out to, say hello to, give some credit that brought you to where you are today?
Wow, that would be a long list. Oh, jeez.
No favorites here.
Well,
just top 5
I already mentioned Mr. O.
Cookie.
Yeah.
Cookie of Joe.
Yeah. Your girlfriend.
My girlfriend.
Yeah. Michael and Arthur, who are gay orgy OGs. So, kind of an interesting little deal there. When we decided to host gay orgies, I got on the Grindr and met a gay couple, and the one partner was kind of skeptical about her being present. And we have this play together thing. So the other partner had convinced him to participate, and now it's grown from being those 2 guys to we get 10 to 20 guys a month now.
That's awesome. I want to attend one.
Absolutely. Come on up.
Come on up.
We got the coolest orgy
she's
room.
She's the only woman in the room, and they have taken such a liking to her that they taught her to be a fisting top.
Nice.
And one of them, matter of fact, Michael lets you peg him now, which is a huge step for a gay man.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
And we've just really bonded with these people.
That sounds great. So you got your own little community going. You got something going. You guys got something special.
So
good for you.
We do.
Blessed.
We do. They love when we're home. We're having a party July 18th, a big pool party. We invite about 100 people to our home.
Wow.
We have a 5-bedroom, 4-bath house in a suburban area.
3 dungeons, full-on orgy room.
Really? That's a big place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Looks like we need to take dual desires on that road. So again, before we go, do you have any words of advice, any words of encouragement to anybody out there that's watching that might be new or
struggling or, just trying to find their way?
Someone in a similar position that you were 6 years ago?
Wow, that's deep. My life has changed so positively by shedding the homophobia. So I remember in the straight swinger world, it even then, before I embraced pansexuality, we would do a DP on a girl, and obviously both of our cocks in the same vagina.
Right.
We would pull out, and then if our elbows touched, guy would be like, "Oh, hey, give me some space here," right? And so to now shed all of that, and really truly just enjoy human beings as human beings and make that connection is the greatest blessing in life. Absolutely. And if you embrace that, your life is going to be exponentially more rewarding to you than anything.
I can't agree with you more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, John and Colleen. We appreciate you guys coming out to our show. Let's talk about maybe in the future we can do a topical episode where we can have you on. We'll do it online, and we'll pick a topic of your choice, and we can kind of just have a conversation surrounding that topic.
Awesome.
If that's something you're interested in.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think that this week is going to be excellent. I'm really excited about learning a little bit more about what they're doing and bringing that into a little bit more light here. I know we have a couple. The one that I really like is the Jack and Jill. I'm excited about that because we did have some people that, our things are a little bit more geared towards the men in the bisexual, in the gay. So the women are sort of like, what happened to me? Because normally in the heterosexual and the regular swingers community, it's more about the women.
Yeah.
So here, these are, the women are like, well, I don't really have anybody, So anyway, I'm like, okay, so having the
That's so
Jack and
true.
Jill is really, I think, filling that need. And the Jack
Yeah.
and Jill is a little bit more, I guess they have this, the women are going to be on one side and doing their thing.
Nice.
It's a little puppy pile. And then you got the guys on the other side doing a little puppy pile. And then you break that imaginary line, after about
Yep,
a half
they
an hour,
all
an
mix
hour, or
together.
whatever. And then you sort of let them fuse together, which I think is pretty freaking hot to be looking over there and seeing the pile over there and the pile over here. So
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see that. That's going to be one that I'm looking forward to. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming out today, guys.
Thank
And,
you.
It really means a lot to us.
so
Yep,
much.
thank you very
So,
much.
with
Very
that
good
being
job.
said, everybody, this wraps up this episode of the Dual Desires podcast.
Jamaica.
Live from Hedonism in Jamaica
Yeah.
during Bye Week.
Yes.
So make sure you sign up at dualdesires.com to get all the 411 and all your profiles and all your Dual Desires events needs.
Yep.
And send Ricky an email if you want to share your story on our show.
Or if you have questions or anything and you're curious about what we're doing or anything. Or
Absolutely.
suggestions, we're always up to
Yes,
suggestions.
suggestions, questions, comments, concerns, insults, we don't care. Just
Yeah,
send us
yeah,
a message.
yeah.
We want to grow this to where it's just part of every day.
And
you know?
helping people, I love
Absolutely.
that's changing people's lives, I mean,
Absolutely.
just one person at a time. And it's like walking around here too, is like a lot of people, I get touched. Sometimes you don't know how it affects other people, but then, a month later, 2 months later, ask somebody, how did you hear about it? Oh, I watch all your podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, really? I'm like, wow. And they're like, yeah, we flew all the way to Texas. We took 3 planes. We got an Airbnb, and we come to your party because of your podcast. And it's
Yeah.
like, that's the amazing thing.
And that's
it
the whole
helps
point of
achieve
doing it. We want someone who never heard of Dual Desires, never heard of maybe even never heard of anything about the swinging lifestyle.
Yeah.
And they have these curiosities and these
lifestyle.
feelings, and they're like, I want to try something. So they Google search or YouTube search bisexual podcast. Well, here we are. So
Anyway, thank you so much for
absolutely.
being part of
So
it.
everybody, stay positive, love your life, and don't let life live you. What is it?
Live life to the fullest.
Yes, live life to the fullest, and don't let life live you.
That's it. Love you guys. Peace. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Au revoir.